let's go. What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me yet, my name is John and I am currently inside my school bus that I am renovating into an RV. Today is quite special for two reasons. The first one, it's because I was able to change the registration title from a school bus to a motorhome. So right now I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not in a Skoolie yet. I'm not in a school bus anymore. I am in an RV, which is a huge step, which it's super exciting. Second reason, I received all the metal that I needed to reframe and recreate the rear of the bus that I completely removed because of all the rust. So it mainly consists of square tubings and rectangle tubings that I will have to cut, weld, and put back in its place. So this way I can officially close the bus and keep going with the renovation and the construction and everything. So without any further ado, well, let's get back to work. All right, let's go. The paint, the two coat of paint that I applied on the floor and on the beam, the frame of the bus, it's going good, it's going great. So we'll see in a couple of days, a couple of weeks how it turns out. If rust is still spreading or if it's stopped. Hopefully, crossing fingers, everything is stopped and it does its job pretty well with the rust paint, so we'll see. All right, so I'm gonna finish with that and see you tomorrow. Bye guys. All right, so for the floor, the goal is well, quite simple. Obviously, it's to recreate. Basically, for the flooring, I bought specifically 4 square tubings of 1.5 each, of 1.5 inch on each side, because it's a square. So the four square tubings will be put onto the frame here. And good thing is there are already holes made onto the beams right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 right here. Same thing on the other side, which is great. So this way I could simply bolt the tubes onto the frame, onto the beam here, and it won't move, it won't budge at all. So basically the first measurement that I need to do is to measure from side to side. So this way I will know exactly how much I need to cut from the 8 feet square tubings that I bought. So it's 94. So it's 94 inches that I need, and technically 8 feet, it's 96. So I have to remove 2 inches of the square tubings from on the square tubings, which is not that bad. Also, something that I didn't mention already, the fourth one will be a little shorter. This one that will be here will be a little bit shorter because of the rear bumper, because it is curved, it's slightly smaller, so I will have to cut it a little bit smaller to make it fit. This one, this one will be around 92 inch for the 4th square tube, and 94 for the three others. The floor from the garage will be a little bit lower because of the square tubings that I chose, but I don't mind. Again, I'm on a budget, so I have to make sure that I don't go over budget and I spend too much on too many things. So let's go. So those are the 4 square tubes that I will be using for the flooring, for the floor of the bus. For now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure those 4 here, knowing that I need 3 of them. That will be 94 inch, and this one and the last one will be only 92 inch. So yeah, that's it. Alright, so now that it's done, it was quite fast. I'm happy about the result. First things first, now is just I will measure them again just to make sure I'm at 94. I'm 100% sure I'm at 94, but I want to measure them all 3 to make sure that they're identical, and the other one, the last one, is at 92. So let's do it. 92. I'm gonna place those three where it should be mounted on the beams of the frame of the bus, and also with a pen or something, I will simply just draw a point where the holes are already in place. So this way I know that I'm gonna have to simply drill onto the metal, and that's it. Okay, so now I have identified the three 94-inch square tubes. So this is the one, this is first, second, third, 1, 2, 3, and here are the holes that I need to do. So right here, and then right here. So with this you can simply increase any hole, but the only slight problem that I have right now is this one is made in millimeters, while I need ½ inch, and ½ an inch is 12.7 millimeters. So those increments are going by 2 millimeters each. So this is it starts at 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. And then 14. So I'm gonna stop at 12, and as soon as 12 is reached, then I will have to well, I didn't find any ½ inch drill bit here at home, so I will have to go to Home Depot and grab one. So let's try this first. There, compared to this one. Wow, that's actually the first time I'm using this kind of tool, so this is great. So I kept having problems piercing through the metal with the ½ inch bit. So at some point I managed to have the metal pierced with the 3/8 of an inch drill bit, which was made out of carbide titanium, this one. So this one fits. I was able to go through on both sides of the tube, the square tubes. So I decided to well, keep those, and I went to Home Depot and I switched. I got back with those actually. So these are stainless steel 3/8 of an inch bolt. So I'm gonna use those instead of the ½ inch that I was thinking of using. And yeah, so those holes are made here and there. So right now what I have to do, there are some spots with rust, with only surface rust. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the wire brush cup and I'm gonna brush everywhere. And I already have, I don't know where it is exactly, it's probably inside, but I have bought a can of rust paint, of black rust paint. So I'm gonna paint them all black, install them, but I will not use the thread lock that I bought already, because I have to cut first the sheet metal that is here to the size of what I need exactly for the flooring. Then as soon as this is cut, I'm gonna place it on the floor, I'm gonna place it on those, and then I'm gonna put back the bolts, and that'll be it. Also, something that I didn't mention, those square tubes are open on both ends. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take what's left over, I'm gonna cut a square, and from here, let's say for example, so I'm gonna cut a square, and then I'm gonna use my welding machine and practice at the same time, and completely close those square tubings on both ends. This way, because it will be closed, then there will not be any rust inside of the tubing, because there will be no oxidation. So this way I will kind of working on preventing from getting rusty by time. So yeah, that's also something that I need to work on right now. I have my 8 pieces of metal like that, so they are ready to well, simply be welded on to those square tubings. So what I did, I just prepared this end, for example, so I just used the angle grinder and removed all the dirt and the possible rust, and this way now that this part is ready, I'm gonna plug in the welder and just simply weld that piece onto it, just like that. Alright, so this is really the first true welding that I've done. Well, it's not pretty, for sure. It's not pretty, it's a little bit messy, but man, I'm really happy. I'm really happy overall of what I did. It's like I said, it's my first true weld. So I'm gonna clean it off and just keep going. The welds are all done. It's not really pretty, but I'm surprised. Some of them were really nicely done. Some of them not so much, so I had to redo them. But overall, it's great. I'm really glad I spent the time to practice on those. So this way, when I will be starting the frame of the rear of the bus, I will be kind of more confident and know that actually that works really well. It takes time, of course. It's kind of a practice. I'm not a master welder, and I will never be, but overall it's pretty good. So now what I have to do is just prep the 3 of those 4, because the 4th one is the shorter one and I haven't made the holes yet, but the first 3, the holes are ready. So now I just have to use the wire brush cup, clean them, clean the welds as well, polish, not polish them, but make them as flat as possible. And then as soon as it's done, well, I will use the rust paint, the spray can that I bought, and I'm gonna spray paint a first coat, and that's it. And then I will well, simply bolt them onto the frame to see how it fits exactly, and yeah, that'll be it. And then afterwards I'm gonna start measuring exactly how much of the flooring that I need from the ceiling panels, and yeah, and I'll call it a day. So let's keep going. Alright, this is the end of the day. I did a pretty good job today. I won't lie. Welding was kind of great. I'm pretty happy with what I did. So for now, what I did is just I painted those 4 square tubes, and so next step is to install them on the frame. I still have some job to do on the frame. Underneath I have a little bit of rust to remove and a little bit of paint to add, just to make sure it won't rust, and the rust won't spread also through the bolts. Even though I chose stainless steel, we never know. So this is the next step, installing, cleaning the beams, cleaning the frame, a little bit of the frame, and then adding the three tubes that are already pierced. The 4th one, the shorter one, I will do it later, but I prepped it already, which is good, and I'm quite happy with the results. So that's it for the day, and tomorrow I'll come back and finish the whole floor, so this way I can straight up start on the frame of the rear of the bus, and I'm very excited to get it finally done and move forward with that. So so that's pretty much it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, so here's the dry fit of the square tubings. So this is pretty good. So as you can see here, those red pieces are basically linoleum or rubber, flooring rubber, sorry. So this will help absorb the vibrations. And so now, like I said, it's a dry fit, so I just have to remove them now, because I have to remove a little bit of rust on here and underneath. So just to make sure that there's no rust in contact with those square tubes, so this way it will prevent them to rust as well. Alright, quick update. The rust is removed, the paint is on, same thing on the other side. Now the last thing I have to do before putting the metal floor from the ceiling is just that I need to add something here on that side, so this way the metal floor, because it's a little bit lower than the actual metal floor, maybe half an inch lower, I need to have something to for the metal floor to be put on. So I bought this angle steel, and so the best way for me now is to weld it directly through the metal. So I have to grind a little bit of the paint that I did and apply some weld along the seam right here, and maybe underneath as well, just to make sure that it's solid. And I have to do the same thing on the other side. So this is something that I will have to do. Then, and only then, after that is done, then I will be able to cut the metal floor, the metal to the right measurements that I need for the flooring, and I will be done. So I had to do some extra steps today to be sure that it's quite ready. Also, something that I didn't film, and I have to mention it, the last square tubings that was a little bit shorter, I've already pierced the holes to go through, so this also is completely ready. So now it's just continuing working, and let's go. Let's move on to the next piece. I'm good with that. Now I'm gonna have to clean it up a little bit, apply some rust paint, and I'll be good to go. As you can see here, the paint is applied. It's only one coat, and I will apply one or maybe another or two tomorrow. Alright, so this is it, guys. This is the last stretch for the new flooring, the new metal flooring that I am recreating at the rear of the bus. So everything is painted, everything is coated correctly, and now what I need to do is to take the proper measurements of the flooring that I need to install, cut it, and then the job will be completely done. So let's go. Okay, so basically the measurements that I need, it's 94 inches by 34¼ inch. Voilà. All right, so it is finally done. That was a very good project. That was a very exciting project, and actually it's the part one of the overall project that I'm doing actually, which is recreating the whole frame of the rear of the bus. And so right now, as you can see here, the floor is done, the floor is made, and I couldn't be happier. Seriously, it's I'm super proud of what I did. It's something that I've never done before. It was daunting at first because, well, you could see a huge hole in the bus and not really knowing exactly what I was doing. I'm learning on the go. So now it's done, it's secured, it's well done. I'm seriously proud of what I did with the welding, drilling, and making sure that everything fits almost perfectly. I had some slight problems, as you can see, with the flooring, but it was an easy task anyway. So now it's getting late and it's getting cold, so I'm going back home and get ready for tomorrow and tackle the frame of the bus and making sure that everything is well done as well. And so this way there will be no tarp anymore. It will be a whole bus completely closed. And I have big projects for the door here. Big projects. I have one other big project which I will talk about it later. So I really hope that you learned a lot, as much as I did, and I also really hope that you enjoyed watching me going through this process of recreating the floor. As I mentioned, it's the part one of a series of 2 videos. The first one was the floor, the second one will be the frame, the rear of the bus, and closing the bus. Hopefully this kind of video will really help you if you encounter the same problem as me. And I hope this will be helpful and you could use it as a tutorial as well. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys, as much as I did. And please like, comment, subscribe if you want. That would be really appreciated. And until next time, bye guys.